Akira Zaizen returning in YuGiOh 7s? What? Of course not. But this character does have ties to a new anti-Goha organization known as Double Six. This does interest me a lot and makes for a great cliffhanger to a very good episode. So hello everyone and welcome to Dueling with Downton, and today we're going to be talking about episode 43 of the YuGiOh 7's anime series. A really good episode with a lot of interesting lines being said by different characters. So without wasting any time, let's dive into the episode and let's have a discussion about all the interesting things and key points that arose within. So starting off, let's talk about Rook. Honestly, I thought he had a lot of interesting things to say and going on with his character within the episode, as we see him hesitating whenever he tries to bring up the conversation of the tournament when talking to Yuiga. An example of this would be when he's kind of deciding whether or not to tell Yuiga to join the Machine Cavalry Club as they're missing a member. As well as the fact is, as the episode comes to a close, we see Rook very sheepishly in his expressions, kind of looking at Yuiga, not quite sure what to say before Yuiga parts way with the rest of the group. In the end though, he settles on just stating that he wants Yuiga in the finals. But could there be something more to his expressions and his hesitation? A part of me thinks that he's just disappointed to not have Yuiga on his team, as we see him even offering to send Gakuto and Roman to the cheerleading stands. However, could this be as simple as him just wanting to duel alongside his close friend? Or could Rook perhaps see Yuiga as his only real threat within the competition? Making his hesitation, making his kind of reluctance to mention the fact that Yuiga should join another team, that much more of a clue as to Rook holding some self-doubts about him being able to win if he has to face Yuiga in the process. A really key, interesting line from Rook's character that I absolutely loved would be when he states, "If I let my friends around me suffer while I climb to the top, even if I forgive myself, the other Luke within me would never." Now this is very intriguing, as it could possibly link back to episode 27, where Rook is dueling himself because he has that kind of inner duel within him. Now, maybe that's the other Rook he's referring to, which could possibly hint at a split personality, maybe possession coming into play later on down the lines, or even just a split personality disorder. We actually have no idea at the moment, but I did think that phrasing of the dialogue was very, very interesting, and hopefully they come back to that later on, because it should not just be a throwaway line, just the way he actually just presented it. Now, I might be reading too much into that line in general, but like I said, I think it's got a lot of importance behind it. But if you have any thoughts and opinions, let me know in the comments down below. Moving away from Rook's character now, I want to talk about Goha, as this was a company that had a very short yet insightful piece of interaction within the episode. As we see Mimi trying to figure out who wrote that book and sent it to Goha, you know, the one about destroying rush duels. Not even President Drone can recognize the handwriting and identify who that could possibly have been. Mimi even confronts Yuiga, thinking that he sent the book in as it matched up with his particular style of writing and designs he's used for previous notes for his roads. I'll admit, I too was wondering if Yuiga was the one who sent that book in as a way of helping him friends while also tricking Goha at the same time. But that Goha assistant that we've been seeing a few times throughout the series now said something that I absolutely loved and relates to the real world, which is quite sad when you think about it in that respect. Saying that this plan that was put together in order to hold a tournament would be a great idea for Goha. As in, if you can't destroy rush dueling, then of course you should own it. Basically, rush dueling has gotten to a point where they haven't been able to destroy it. It's gotten too popular with the general public. So now with this tournament, they can basically present themselves as the creator of rush dueling. Therefore, if Yuiga does try and, raise his voice saying, I made rush dueling, it wasn't Goha, the public are not going to listen to it. The plan was already put in motion as far back as, well, I think it was actually last episode. Because if you remember, there was an episode, no, it was the Roman episode, because we had mention of someone pulling a maximum card, meaning Gohar was printing those maximum cards. So that again goes in line with Gohar's plan of trying to own rush dueling. Why would they print maximum monsters, which is specific for rush dueling, if they weren't trying to make the public believe that they are the ones that actually own it and created it? And we actually see the public having their kind of opinions get swayed midway through the duel between Otes and Yuga. As they're all like, oh yeah, I want to duel the creator of rush duels. Yeah, Yuga's winning, Yuga's doing great, he's the one who created rush dueling. And as soon as Yuga got put on the back foot, they're like, oh, well, maybe those rumours were just rumours and they weren't true. Maybe it really was Gohar that created rush dueling. So I do like the fact that they're now kind of implementing that real world scenario. The real world scenario I'm obviously thinking of and talking about here is having a bigger company steal an idea from someone who is much smaller than them. It is something that unfortunately happens in real life, and I like the inclusion of it in this episode, because whenever YuGiOh 7s has played to real world issues within the series so far, they've always done it in a very positive and presentable way that makes the episode and the whole feel of the series that much more enjoyable. But the question still remains, who was the one who sent that guide in on how to destroy rush dueling? Was it Yuga and he was simply lying to Mimi for whatever reasons he has? Or was it Otes? After all, he appears in this episode trying to teach Yuga the importance of valuing your own creations and making sure it doesn't become stale and boring. Evolve your creations, embrace new ideas. Very similar words and lessons that Asana had to be taught at the end of the Machine Cavalry Club story arc. Again, another great line that was presented in this episode, this time by Otes, was a bystander is someone who has stopped walking. Comparing Yuga's decision to just watch this tournament being the same as him giving up on developing his rush dueling that he created. Even stating that eventually it will become like Gohar's dueling, stiff and rigid, unless Yuga does his duties as rush duel's creator and develop it, make it more exciting as times go on, evolve it as people grow, change it to make it so that it suits the current market and keeps growing as a business, as an idea, as something that people can get behind and enjoy. Otes himself I thought was acting a bit stranger than normal. However, this was the first time we saw Otes in the flesh in present time. So maybe his purposeful expressions, whether a little bit more sinister and a little bit more kind of antagonistic-like, doesn't translate very well through his holographic projections. Or maybe Otes was simply just getting into the spirits of things, as he was playing for Summon Skull archetype. And Summon Skull is quite edgy, is quite dark, you know, like lords and demons and all that malarkey. So maybe he just wanted to come across as an antagonist-like character while teaching Yuga this very valuable lesson. And yeah, either way you look at it, you know, he was trying to teach Yuga that valuable lesson. For whatever reason he was doing so, we do not know yet. Maybe Otes is manipulating Yuga once more. I thought it was very cool and incisive of Yuga for understanding that Otes has been manipulating throughout the events of the series so far. But another idea could be that Otes is actually Yuga's father and just wants to see him succeed in life and progress as a person and individual. I certainly heard a lot crazier theories coming from YuGiOh 7s. Dueling wise, this was nothing special. It was okay, but yeah. Otis' first turn was very copy and paste from his duel while using Red Eye's Black Dragon. He summons his boss monster on turn 1 and uses a specific spell card that suits that specific boss monster and inflicts heavy damage on his opponent. But seeing Summon Skull return I thought was awesome, and I like the new colour scheme they've got. It improves the monster when it's been summoned, and yeah, I just think it's aesthetically pleasing to see. We get to see another Seven's Road monster. This time is Seven's Road Warlock, a card that has a better design than Seven's Road Magician. And it's always nice to see Seven's Road Witch again, which we got to see quite a lot in this episode, and I'm grateful for that, because, yeah, great design. Now then, was it just myself, or did that spell card that Yuga used, called Seven's Twin Burst, did anyone else get reminded of the spell card that Yugi used in the original series, called Magic Twin Burst? Here's a look at both designs. Just look very similar in their card designs, and they both have the exact same effect. Pretty cool. Overall, this episode was very good, and it gives us as fans a lot to talk about. From Roman fangirling over Goha-kun and Rush-chan, that was super cute, to basically trying to figure out who this new group calling themselves Double Six actually is. As they're underground searching for something, are they searching for maximum monsters? Or are they searching for a new device that could help bring down Goha once and for all? Maybe there was a secret item that was buried underground so that no one could find it. Something so secret, so hurtful to Goha's company, that once revealed it could shatter any public kind of support that Goha has, if they have any at all. Asana not competing, for me, I thought was okay. I don't really like Asana's duels too much, especially now that she hasn't got Maximum with her. But to see the fact that she's actually playing Spy with Caterpillar, I thought, you know, makes her character still relevant and still useful to the story. So for that aspect, I'm still grateful for that. Now, I did think it was a little bit rude of Garlean and Chevelle for not asking Caterpillar to join their team when Asana said that she couldn't join because she had a fever after getting too excited about the tournament itself. A excuse that just seems really, really silly, but hey, it's YuGiOh 7's, we're gonna roll with it. Now, I do need to say justice for Dovrap, because simply put, they wouldn't let him join the tournament because he's a pigeon. That was a bit of a shame, but oh well, when you have Yuga joining Garlean and Chevelle. Hopefully we see Chevelle duel on his own without Dovrap, which obviously we are going to see because Dovrap can't compete. So this could develop Chevelle's character a lot more, which is something that I want to see, but didn't actually think we'll get to see. So I'm actually really excited to see where they go in that aspect. But before that though, we have to get hyped for the next episode. After all, Roa is returning. And based off of the next episode preview and the summary, he's dueling Mimi. Can't wait for that. I know a lot of people are excited to see Roa return. And honestly, the way they're bringing him back, from the sounds of it, sounds like it's going to make a big splash. So, yeah, let's go join that concert when it comes out. Bad pun for Roa's character, I suppose. Anyways though, I want to know what your thoughts are on this episode in the comment section down below. Let me know all of your thoughts on anything I've said or anything that you have after watching the episode. I'd love to hear it. Hopefully you've enjoyed this review. If you have, hit that like button and subscribe for more YuGiOh content. I know it doesn't come out very often on this channel, but I am working on a few new videos in the background of things, so look forward to that in the future. But nevertheless, I hope you have an amazing day. Alligator, matane, goodbye.